Hi, web designers, welcome back. Today we are going to take a look at how to create a simple Pacman animation. You can see similar to what we're be creating today, lagging super slow across my screen right now. So let's dive in. All right, so the first thing that I did was I created a new REPL called Pacman Tutorial. Your job is going to be either to follow the text tutorial for the link that I just was showing off, or you can follow along with that, what I'm doing. The two methods are a little bit different, so you can choose your method, whichever makes you happiest. The first thing that I'm going to do is give myself a black background. So I'm gonna, in my CSS, I'm gonna target the body tag and say background dash color is 000 for black. All right, life is good so far. Now I'm gonna head on over to my HTML, and in the body tag, I'm going to create my canvas. I'm going to give it a width of 400 pixels. I'll give it a height of 200 pixels. I will give it an ID of my canvas. Okay, and then have an error message in there somewhere saying your browser doesn't support canvas, and close that canvas tag. I suppose adding on within my style, that text would have been black on a black background, so I'll go ahead and change the color of my text to white, so if somebody does have that error message, they can actually read it. All right, so now let's hit up our JavaScript. All right, so I'm going to start by creating a function called init to stand for our initialization. But actually before that function, I'm going to create a variable called CTX. So I'm going to create a context variable that refers to our canvas in the 2D or two-dimensional format. So I'm going to say that CTX is equal to my canvas dot get context 2D. And by creating that variable up here, I have access to CTX or my context everywhere within my function. Okay, with our bouncing ball tutorial, remember we put everything into our init function, then we drew separately. So I'm just going to draw separately to begin with, and I'm going to call this draw Pacman. All right, and then I'm going to start by clearing that rectangle. 0, 0, and I was, let's see, what were my dimensions here, 400 by 200. Okay, so I'm going to clear out that rectangle, and then I'm going to begin my path. And I'm going to set my fill style to yellow. And then I will draw my circle. So ctx.arc, I'm going to go 100, 100, radius of 50. I'll start at 0 all the way up to 2 pi to get all the way around. Okay, and remember, nothing happens. So if I go back over to index, inside the body tag, and say onload equals init. Oh, let's run that function. Oh, and it's still not going to work because within my init function, I didn't actually call my draw Pacman. And it would be helpful if I had a semicolon at the end. Man, not doing so hot to begin with. Oh, and then I will ctx.close path and ctx.fill. There we go. Finally, I have my lovely Pacman type circle thing. All right, So now I'm going to get my Pacman to move across the screen. It's moving, it's going to move just to the left and the right. So I'm going to start by creating a variable called x, and I'm going to set it equal to 100. And just like before, I'm going to create a variable called dx, which is going to represent the change in my x, and I'm going to set that equal to 5. So coming back down to where I have draw Pacman, my ctx.arc, this first number, this first 100 represents my x coordinate, so I'm going to put in x here. And then to get it to move, I'm going to say x plus equals dx to get it to move. All right, so now if I run this, okay, still nothing happens because I only called the function once, so I need to be able to set the interval. I want to call draw Pacman, and I'll call it every 20 milliseconds. Why not? There we go. Okay, so you'll notice that Pacman pretty quickly disappears, so I need to be able to change that. Remember the dimensions of my canvas, they went up to 400. So I'm going to say, before I add my dx stuff on there, if my x value is less than 0, or my x value is greater than 400, I want to switch directions. So if I'm trying to head way off to the left or way off to the right, I'm going to say that dx is equal to negative dx. So if x was initially 5, it will change it to negative 5. So now hopefully I see this guy bouncing back and forth across the screen. You may notice that as it's bouncing back and forth, I'm kind of cutting off part of my circle. My radius of my circle is 50. So if I always want to see the whole thing visible, I might change this up and say if x is less than 50, or if x is greater than 350, to be able to bounce it back and forth and see the entire piece. All right, this is super laggy, so I might change this up and change this down to like 3 pixels. A little bit better. I think my internet connection's a little goofy. Yeah, I think it's partly the internet connection, but you can play around with your interval, how many milliseconds and how many pixels your animation is moving. All right, so we have the lovely Pacman guy. But now let's get to, let's actually give him a mouth, because right now he's a bouncing circle. So in order to do that, we're going to modify what we have here. Remember when we're drawing a circle, we start at 0, we go all the way around to 2 pi. Well, we only want to draw part of that and then have it and tell it where to end. So here, I'm going to set my beginning value to be math.pi divided by 180. And then I'm going to multiply by 40. And then my second value, I'm going to say math.pi divided by 180. Okay, and I'm going to multiply by 320. All right, I do want to point out that got an extra parenthesis there. I do want to point out that together, 40 and 320, together those add up to 360. So I'm going to end up dealing with the entire circle. So I'm going up, I'm offsetting the same number of degrees in both directions. And then I'm going to end with ctx.line 2. And I'm going to draw a line back to my x value, comma 100. Okay, so now there's my Pacman guy. I got his mouth hanging open. All right, so far so good, lovely. But we want to be able to have the Pacman guy open and close his mouth. So we need to add some other variables in there. So we will go ahead and up at the top, we're going to add a couple more things in. So I'm going to create a variable called mouth open value, and I'm going to set it equal to 40. So that's going to correspond with this guy here. I'm also going to create a variable called mouth position. I'm going to set it equal to -1. I'm going to use that to kind of keep track of if Pacman is opening his mouth or closing his mouth, so I can draw things in the appropriate way. So let's check this out. So rather than times 40, I'm going to multiply this by my mouth open value. And I'm going to multiply this, rather than 320, I'm going to multiply that by 360 minus the mouth open value. Okay. Next thing that I'm going to do, I need to change the mouth open values to get Pacman to open and close his mouth, because if the mouth open value is always the same, it's always going to look the same. So I'm going to say that the mouth open value is going to, I'm going to add on to there 5 times the mouth position. Okay, and remember, mouth position currently is -1. Okay, if my mouth open value ever dips below or equal to 0, I'm going to change the mouth position to 1. And if it gets otherwise, okay, another example, if the mouth open value gets to be 40 or more, I'm going to switch it to go the opposite direction. Mouth position is going to be equal to -1. Okay. So now we have our Pacman opening and closing the mouth. So now we need to worry about which direction Pacman's facing. Okay. So I'm going to create, because right now he's kind of doing the moonwalk backwards. So I'm going to create up at the top another variable called direction. And to begin with, I'm going to set it equal to 1. All right. So I need to be able to get Pacman to flip direction. All right. So I know he needs to, I'm going to take care of the easier part first. So I know if he hits one of the walls that we need to flip direction. So we'll say direction equals a negative version of the direction. So if it's 1, it becomes +1. Sorry, if it's 1, it becomes -1. If it's -1, it becomes +1. All right. So now I need to actually decide how to draw this. All right, so the tricky part comes in with which direction that mouth opening is facing. So let's come back up a little bit into where I drew. Come on, you can do it, computer. Maybe. No, my computer froze. The whole thing just froze. Am I still going? Obviously something's working.